Ahoy hoy everyone! Today I'm super excited because I've got a brand new Analogue3D in the fantastic smoke colour.
Smoke!
I ordered it last week and it got to the UK surprisingly quickly, so I'm happy to be unboxing it here and to try out playing all my original N64 hardware on a modern hardware emulated system. So let's open it up and take a look. Okay, we got the plastic wrapping off now, so now I've got to figure out how to get this box open. I feel like, actually, ooh, I didn't even see that on this side. 3D. Let's open it up. Oh yeah. Now it's looking real good. That is like clear plastic. I got the clear plastic smoke grey. I kind of regret not getting the red or the orange one or even the blue. But I saw a few people had those orders cancelled and I feel like this was a less popular colour. And since they sold out of the black, this grey is almost the closest to like the original N64 grey. But yeah, we got 4 controller ports at the front. Power switch there. There's a nice little switch there. Reset button. Got like quite a grippy base, which is really nice. Really nice size. And good old cartridge slot there for your N64 games as well. What else is in here? We got looks like a USB cable, an American plug, which is obviously useless for me, but hey ho. And we got another cable. Maybe there's a HDMI cable included in here, I'm not sure. And there's something in here as well. My lack of fingernails betraying me. Aha. Nope, lost it. Use one of these weird flat American plugs. You Americans. Plugs. It's the cartridge cleaners. And the world's smallest instruction booklet. Quick start guide. Got a couple of stickers. Bluetooth pairing information. Do not remove cartridges while game is running. Clean cartridges thoroughly before use. And yes, these are these little cartridge strips to clean the inside of your N64 cartridges. Now there's going to be a bit of a time jump here because I've just got this and it arrived way sooner than expected. So I need to go get my N64 games and controllers out of storage. So I will see you in a few days' time. But at this point in time, super excited, super happy to have this. We'll see I'll show you what it's like when it's all hooked up. See you then!
Many months later.
Okay then, it's been a couple of hot months since this arrived and I recorded the first part of the video, but now as you can see I have controllers around me, I have games around me, and I have it all wired up and plugged in. No cartridge in at the moment, but yeah, it's all working really well. A couple of things that have happened in the meantime is that actually the software in it, they've done an update. It's on like 1.21 at the time of recording this, which adds some new fancy hardware rendering options and support for, which one is it? The NSO N64 controller, which if you've watched my channel, I've used this thing a lot, so the fact I can use this as well as my original N64 controller, can you tell the difference? One has a wire, is great. I also have my beautiful yellow controller, which I can use as well. I have many other N64 controllers from my original set. I have about 6 in total. These are the only 2 where the stick isn't knackered, so we're going to be playing with those today. Let's just put that down there. So let's boot it up and have a look at the software. Let's go. Okay, we're in now. We can see the software, hopefully you can see it on the screen here. So this is what happens when you boot it up. It shows your sort of virtual library of physical cartridges that you've put into it. So you can see so far I've put Conkers Bad Fur Day and Majora's Mask, which are here, and I've also played around with both of the Pokemon Stadium games. But more to come on that in the future, I think, as I definitely want to do a video maybe on those for Pokemon Day. But for now, we're talking about the actual Analogue3D itself. So you've got your games here. You can press the right C button to go into the configure mode, and then there's all sorts of things you can play around with here on the hardware mode. There's lots of different settings you can play around with. Most of these you can change in game, although you can't change the overclocking options, which I have on at the moment. And yeah, this forced progressive output I also have on. which is part of the newer update, I believe, to try and get better image quality. You also have options on display mode here, from clean through a bunch here. But I'll show these off in game because you can change these off in game, and we can have a little look at the effect that has on the image quality. And that's about it for the home screen on at the moment on this. So without further ado, let's crack open one of my N64 games. So we've got Conkers Bad Fur Day here, because chances of this ever getting added to Switch Online is slim to none. And yeah, it's one of those, I was going to say rare games, but that's too bad of a pun. But yeah, we can get the cartridge out here. So the Analogue3D in the box does also come with a cartridge cleaner, which I'd recommend using to rub along the pins there, because you'd be surprised how much dirt can build up in 20 plus years on these things, even when they're in the box and safely stored in a parent's loft for that amount of time. But we can just put the cartridge in, click it in like that, and then we can press A, and the game should boot up. Now remember, this is for mature audiences only, so if you're not a mature audience, then you're going to have to leave at this point, I'm afraid. But let's do a quick demo testing out Conkers Bad Fur Day and Majora's Mask. I think are two quite good examples to show off. And then if you're interested in seeing more stuff, then yeah, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be playing through hopefully most of my childhood N64 collection on this channel. Maybe I'll do some comparisons with Nintendo Switch Online if people find that useful. And yeah, it's all good. And Conker is scribbling his logo, which is marvellous. And obviously, as a British man, I love Conker the Red Squirrel, because he is very British. And we're going to the Cock and Plucker. So, I'm hoping it shows up on the recording. So at the moment I've got it on clean, and you can get a bit of a seeing. Let's just skip into this. So we've got a bunch of American grey squirrels chatting here. So on the original N64 control, you press Start and Z, which is a bit annoying because it does trigger the Start button. But that opens up the display mode menu in-game. With the NSO controller, which you do sync just by pressing the little white button on the front here, and then you can sync up the controller there. And even now, look, I've done it like this, and actually if I rotate the console round, oh no, you don't see it now. What? Okay, one problem that I have been having is that it does seem to like to desync quite a bit, which hopefully they'll fix in the future. I had it working really well before when I was doing my tests, and then obviously now that I'm recording, it's deciding not to work. But anyway, we're going to use my original controllers, but yeah, that's just a note on that. Currently I have the display mode on clean with this particular interpolation algorithm, and I've got like the image size on fit. You can actually do it on integers and actually make the image fit to your full widescreen should you like it that way. I do find it a bit weird when you stretch it, but actually looking at it, doesn't look too bad now that I've done it on those squirrels there. But yeah, I can go into, I don't typically like to stretch it, I think I prefer on original. And image size on fill. Integer's okay, but I find it was cropping off like the very edges of the screen, which was quite obvious when there were some subtitles running. But yeah, I'll just keep it on fill because that's what I had it on. But as well as clean, you've got scan lines, which you can simulate, obviously, all kinds of old TV sets that you could have had, change the beam conversions, the hardness, all these things. I won't go through all these settings in detail today, but if people would like me to do that, then obviously let me know in the comments down below. You can make it into a CRT mode, PVM and BVM, which I don't really know what those mean, but yeah. BVM I thought looked quite nice of all the ones which had these sort of filters applied to make them look like being on retro TVs, but I think this is all down to user preference and can change on a game-by-game basis, I would say. I'm going to keep it on this sort of clean setup that I had, and yeah, there's a couple of games on here which let's go into game 3, which again, these are games that I would have played many a long time ago, and it just so happens I met the Great Mighty Pooh, which might be one of the best bits in this game. So let's enjoy his song for a minute and then lob some toilet roll at him. And it does look great, although I will say that like the color spacing on my recording compared to my actual screen does look a bit different. So if it looks a bit like the colors are a bit strange, that seems to be the recording. I'll see if I can sort that out. I'll be quiet now.
I am the Great Mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish comes from my chocolate starfish. How about some scat, you little twat?
Of course, all of that stuff was censored in the stupid Xbox remake. I think I know. There's a nice context-sensitive button here. So, yeah. But this is sort of what it looks like in-game. And you can see how it runs as well. It's all nice and smooth. I can't remember Conkers Bad Fur Day having that many problems. I fell in the poo, and I died. Well, that's not good, is it? Well, okay, that didn't go very well, did it? Okay, let's quit that so I can actually go into here and you can quit the cart. Oop, I don't want to reset. I can quit the cart. I can quit the cartridge when it lets me, just like that. But there is obviously a reset button like on the original and your power switch, as I pointed out earlier. Right, let's do a cartridge swap to Majora's Mask and figure out where I was on that game. Be right back. Okay, so here I am with Majora's Mask, my, for whatever reason, Australian version of Majora's Mask that I got back in the day. How that came to me, I have no idea. I've got to remember which end I can open up. I can actually open up both ends. But yeah, let's get it out in its gold cartridge glory. There you go. Love the Majora's Mask cartridge, it's brilliant. I think it is a bit different to the North American one, right? Americans in the chat, let me know. Chat? Comments, whatever this is. Right, let's put that in. So yeah, other big thing about the Analogue3D, maybe not mentioned, that it is region free. So, I mean, it's PAL, it works on my original N64 because Australia is PAL, but I can maybe get some North American or Japanese cartridges for games that I never could have played here in Europe. So let's have a quick look at the configuration I've done for Majora's Mask. I don't think I've done the progressive output and the overclocking, so let's try doing Unleashed and that. I haven't actually tried it on Majora's Mask, but let's see if it'll boot. Some games don't boot if you do this, but let's try it out. Here we are, in Majora's Mask. We're in South Clocktown. I haven't solved the swamp problem, but let's just take this off. Here we are. Okay. And here we are in Majora's Mask. Which is brilliant to be in. Okay, let's head out into the Termina field. Let's see what we can do with. So, we can actually have a little play around with the display mode in here, maybe. So yeah, you can even make it widescreen, which actually looks pretty good, I would say. It's nice to have it widescreen. I can't even remember if the GameCube port of this supported widescreen. Since our Wind Waker doesn't, I doubt it. But yeah, an awesome way to play Majora's Mask. Yeah, definitely one where I'd have to play around with different settings and filters, maybe to fully optimize. But yeah, I'd say this is a great way to play the game. And there's another option. There's the BVM mode, so you can actually see, you know, sort of simulating the pixelation on the TV. I think this actually looks all right, although it does hurt my eyes a little bit. What's it look like when we put on a horrifying mask? Oh, looks good. So that was Majora's Mask and a very quick look at the Analogue3D. Let's quit the cartridge now. So, in summary, I would say that the Analogue3D is a fantastic bit of kit for playing original N64 hardware. I know there are people out there who are also using like flash carts and stuff like that to play like all the games, which is great if you're into that sort of thing, or if you're not fortunate enough like me to be able to have kept your N64 games in storage for many years. But I've got a lot of games, I've got controllers, I've got transfer packs, I've got rumble packs, I've got all sorts of stuff, and I am truly looking forward to playing through them all again, living the nostalgia of my childhood through this great device, because my original N64 doesn't really work very well, and trying to find outputs that work on modern TVs is very difficult. So this is a fantastic solution for playing Nintendo 64 games in the year as it is 2026 now and beyond, I believe, and I hope they'll add updates to this just to make it run and work even better. And yeah, maybe I'll actually inspire me to go to some retro game shops and top up my collection as well. There's a whole bunch of games I used to play which I rented from the video store, which, you know, was the style at the time, and it'd be great to have those in my collection as well. So there you have it, Analogue3D, fantastic, 2 thumbs up. I don't usually have such a zoomed out webcam, but yes, 2 thumbs up from me. I adore this thing, and yes, you should check it out too if you're interested. And yes, obviously like, subscribe, do all that usual crap, and until next time, goodbye!